Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1048. Hello, it's Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in PodCastro Valley, the last place on Earth. Today, Madam Rootabega, Valentino, Bison, Bentley, plus the return of the bottom of the charts. We'll look at the songs that are sucking.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
They're at the bottom. Hey, at least it's the bottom of the top 100, so you're still in the top 100, so that's a good thing.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I think I'm going to sing. The other day I was walking my canine along with my friend's parents' dog, and we find two 20-somethings having an argument over the previous night. It appeared one of them ruined the other's car, and they almost started a fight. This is one of the many bizarre
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Vicarious 20-something adventures I have seen. The other
Mike's
were
Daily
a couple 20-somethings
Podcast
discussing the world.
Yeah!
As I was trying to drink my mocha in front of a PodCastro Valley coffeehouse. The two 20-somethings arrived at the conclusion that all 40-somethings had to die, like, now. Then all the problems of the world would go away. I was not ready to oblige. Yeah, it was like one guy was telling the other guy, hey, you know what? I don't trust... Oh, yeah. One was saying to the other, you need to watch the news. You need to be on top of what's going on in the world. And the other kid was kind of like, no, I don't want to do that because the media is all corrupt and I can't trust anything the media tells me. Oh, my heart just sank. I'm like, that is the kind of person that is growing, the millennial of today that we hear so much about, believes in not reading the news, in being out of touch. Here we've worked so hard to make this world a smaller place with communications. You know, I'm a communications major. I'm an advocate for communicating and bringing us information. Bringing information to everyone. And bringing people into the cafe anyway, like that person that just walked in. Hello. Hello, my master. It's Madam Rootabega. Go on. I was just saying it made my heart sink. Uh-huh. Because this person wants to live with their head in the sand? Yeah. The other guy was trying to... I'll just name them. I hate talking in pronouns. I wish I knew what their names were. But, okay, person A seemed to be the smarter of the two 20-somethings. And he seemed to be more up to date and up, you know, like he was going to go somewhere in this world. And he was trying to give encouragement to be a motivational speaker to person B. And person A was saying things like, you got to believe in yourself, man. You got to read the news, be on top of things. And then the other person, oh, by the way, person A had this really deep voice, and he was kind of like, you know what, man, what you got to do, man, is you need to read the news. And you need to do this, and you need to do that. And the other guy was like, but, brah, there's no reason for me to read the news, brah, because media controls everything, brah. And, like, Bernie Sanders, he's not going to win because the media won't let him win, brah. It's all about Trump, and I don't trust him, brah. So the word brah got thrown around. Not men's ear, but brah. And then the other 20-something adventure that I vicariously experienced with the two fighting each other was similar to this door opening and these two people walking in.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, do you want us to start calling you brah?
No. What happened with the other two was apparently... Okay, this guy drives up in his car as I'm walking... Basil and my friend's parents' dog, they're out of town, so I'm walking their dog for him. And we're walking past this house. All of a sudden, this car pulls up, and it's got a dent on the side. And this young kid gets out. He throws his cigarette on the ground. Just throws it on the ground. Stomps over to the front door of this house. Bangs on the front door. The door opens. Hey, what's up, brah? Bro, what did you do to my car, bro? What do you mean? Look what you did to my car. And that almost erupted into a fight, but somehow they worked it out. Jeez. All this to stop. I know! Maybe it's all the rain we're having. You know, the rain is having an interesting effect. You and other parts of the world where it rains a lot, you probably have no sympathy for us Californians.
The Californians. It's the Californians.
That's Saturday Night Live skit.
Bro, you gotta go up to 17, down 405, then go to the 101, you go up Sepulveda Boulevard.
No, what it is we haven't had this much rain in a long time. Last year, it rained hardly at all last year. I'm serious. It rained maybe a day. It all rained towards the end of the year. But there was a long stretch where all we had was sun. Oh, poor Mike. No, but you have to understand that when you don't have rain continuously, you get out of practice. There's a lot to remember with rain, driving. And some people overcompensate for the rain and they drive way too slow, and then they're causing accidents because they're driving too slow. But because you're like driving along and all of a sudden there's someone going 2 miles an hour in front of you and you slam on your brakes and there's issues and you hydroplane and you fly over the moon. But so then no sun for a while. And it's really starting to feel a little like Seattle. I'm looking out the window right now of Cafe Anyway. I think rain is beautiful. I love it. Since I don't see it that much, I enjoy... when you own a house, as I mentioned before on this show, you have to be a little bit worried when it rains because you don't know if what kind of damage it's going to do to your house, etc. But... then after a while, after you've had several months of rain like we've had, and your house hasn't caved into itself, you're like, hey, I think we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it through the rain. And I just quoted some lyric from some Bette Midler song. I don't know which one, but yeah. And then the clouds are pretty, and the water's coming down. The only thing is, Basil the boxer is getting a little bit upset. He's starting to get a little... I'm walking him in the rain, giving him a little bath in the process. I always keep a towel with at the end of they're hanging there right by the door when we come in, and I dry him off, and he loves to be dried off. And so he's getting little baths every day. So I'm not complaining. It just, what I'm saying is, though, it does have an effect on the overall mindset of the people of the culture that I am living in here in the Bay Area. The Bay Area gets a little bit more wet than Southern California. It's true. It is a little bit more green up here in the Bay Area versus Southern California. Our hills are super green right now. It's so weird because we had the big St. Patrick's Day festival in Dublin, and actually where we are here in PodCastro Valley, Pleasanton, this area, Dublin, they have, this weekend was the St. Patrick's Day festival that they have, big Irish festival. And usually when they have the festival, the mountains are turning brown at this point. Now, today they are still green, emerald green, like Ireland. However, it has been raining all day, and I hear there is a U2 tribute band performing over for the Dublin St. Patrick's Day Festival, and they got a bit rained out. But they are a fantastic U2 cover band. I've seen them before around the East Bay. They do a good job. And U2, of course, is Irish. So that's a description for you. I hope I didn't go too long. Oh, wait, it's my podcast. I can go as long as I want. Ha ha ha! Michael Matthew, I think what you need to do is stop talking. All right. Okay, now talk some more. All right. Oh, Kevin, who was on the show last show, he told me, yeah, I like listening to your show. It's like listening to a schizophrenic who has a podcast. Maybe that's what I should change the podcast to. The Schizophrenics Podcast. No, schizophrenia is a real disease that it's painful and it requires a lot of therapy and help. If you're a schizophrenic, get help now. Okay, did we do our public service announcement okay for the show? That's all right. That's good. So my point being that St. Patrick's Day is great. The rain's having an effect on people. 20-somethings are flipping out all over the Bay Area. I don't know why. That's pretty much it. Mike'sDailyPodcast.com is a website to go to hear all the past shows, to check out all the links to all the other places. You can check us out. We're all over the place, all the social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that, all the links to that. And if you want to help out the show through the Amazon link and click on that and buy whatever it is you were going to buy on Amazon anyway, that helps us out. It supports us a little bit as well. All there at Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. If you want to help us out through the PayPal, too, and become an inglorious Mike's Daily Podcaster and get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters, that's there at Mike'sDailyPodcast.com, and all the past podcast pictures. And past interviews that I've done. A bunch of interviews and stuff, all there at Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. If you'd like to comment on anything you've heard on the show, if you're a big fan of Rain and you want to also say, Mike, I love Rain too, you can go and email me at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section Emails from Email and your common not so comments. Now it is time for the wonderful segment, The Bottom of the Charts.
Oh my gosh!
The bottom of the charts.
Pretty good goddamn songs that never made it on the radio because people didn't think they were worth it. But you know what? They come back up and people start playing them, and it's like, oh, where'd that come from?
Yes, I came up with this idea before Jimmy Fallon stole it and did his weird thing that he does with it on his show. He actually makes up songs at the bottom of the charts that, like, would be sucky versions of songs that are popular now. And that's about all I remember of it. But no, we're actually going to look at the bottom 5 songs, and at number 96 is Belly. Not the band Belly that was big in the 90s. And I'll see you when I feed the tree. That song, no. This is Belly along with The Weeknd and a song called Might Not. Let's listen to a little bit of it new. So take your hand off when you're talking to me, and I'll be there when I feed the tree. Oh wait, no, like I said, not that one.
My eyes roll backward, all I wanna do is forget about my past and smoke a little weed, really nothing too drastic. Anytime you see me in a picture and I'm smiling, probably cause I'm faded or I'm chilling with the fat.
Alright, at number 97, it is John Pardy. P-A-R-D-I, and it's John without an H, and Head Over Boots.
Oh, my soul is true. I'm head over boots for you.
La 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 la. Okay, at number 98, it is 2 Chainz. The number 2 in Chainz, C-H-A-I-N-Z. And watch out.
Shot just for saying something. Spraying like aerosol. You a foul and it's a fair ball. Can't reach the goal. Keep shooting them down air ball. Watch out, little.
Wow, lots of bad language in that song. At number 99 is Empire of the Sun and Walking on a Dream.
All alone, we are calling out now together. Never looking down, I'm just in awe of what's in front of me.
Alrighty, I'm dancing all over the place. Michael Rashu, stop dancing. It's very distracting. Oh, you're not my mother. Well, here we are at the number 100 song, and it's by a band that had quite a lot of popularity, but the word longevity does not pertain to this band, for things are wrapping up. For the band coming in at number 100, at 100 is One Direction and History.
That the world is
inside, I know you feel it true. As we go outside of Cafe Anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in PodCastro Valley. And the podcast picture is a interesting cartoon. A chit-chat between the disgruntled fiddle player and I pertaining to a couple of very popular political candidates right now. Oh! And look who's joining us right now.
Yeah, Mike, tell you what, we were having a discussion, and then you did a drawing about it.
I did. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
And you know what? No one should say anything negative about schizophrenics.
Thank you. Another public service announcement.
And you can't trust 20-somethings. They don't know anything, especially the ones that say that my head's too big.
You know, what it is that information and this world of constant stimulation and information, it can be overwhelming for anyone of any age. So perhaps that young 20-something who was rejecting all media and everything and having to get a little boost from this person, this motivational speaker friend of his, you know, maybe it'll work out for him, and I don't know. It's pretty much everybody's journey, right? Huh? What? Next show, it's going to be Shelley Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the Engineer. Are you guys, by the way, Valentino and Bison Bentley, weren't you going to vote for, like, Roseanne or something because you didn't want to vote, much like this kid that I overheard at a coffee place?
Yeah. Wait, it's still a disgruntled fiddle player.
Yeah, get Valentino.
Valentino, here's the microphone. Thank you, disgruntled fiddle player D. Yeah, Roseanne Barr. We're gonna vote for that one, not the Roseanne Arnold D.
Roseanne Barr! Do you know that? Wonderful. I'm glad it's all going to work out for you guys. Enjoy the rain. More rain. We might have a sunny day on Tuesday, but if you talk to any Californians and they're acting a little weird, a la me, you'll know why. It's because of all this water falling out of the sky. And we just love hearing all the reports about the rain we're getting in California. California's getting a lot of rain. They're getting a lot of rain. And then always at the very end of the story, there's but they're still in a drought, and it's going to take a lot of rain to ever make them so that they're not out of a drought. In other words, we will always be in a frickin' drought, all right? It can never rain enough. It would have to be arc time. Animals 2 by 2 before we finally get out of a frickin' drought. We're always going to be in a frickin' drought. Period. That's it. I hate hearing any stories about our drought, the rain we're getting, because it always ends with, but California's still in a drought, and water people say that California still they're always going to be thirsty. All Californians are never going to be able to drink water ever again. They're going to just have to learn how to, all Californians have to become camels. Just can't stand those stories. Let's go, Basil. No, this time I need a bath.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!